Hey y'all, hey, what's up? Happy Friday. We're here for Money, Mindset, and Lifestyle. And we're going to talk about upper limiting today because the past 24 hours, life has been lifing and it has tried to bring me down, back down to my baseline or my old baseline of happiness. So we're going to talk about what that looks like or could look like for you if you're in a space where you're like feeling really happy or you're feeling like everything is going well, and then that one thing tries to sabotage it all and bring you right back to where you were. That's could be upper limiting. So yeah, I'm not even going to talk about money. I could talk about money, but that's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to share some of the examples of what happened with me over the last 24 hours, and then I'm also going to give you some examples of what that could look like for you so that you can recognize them when they happen, so that you can maintain that high level of happiness, that high level of success, that high level of money and wealth, and happiness and love in your life. Because having all the money is not always that great if you don't have people to experience it with you and share it with you. You don't have strong relationships. You're not doing the things that you're enjoying. You're not internally happy. So before we go too much further into that, tell me where you guys are watching from, your city and your state. And I'm Nishaya Richardson, the Play Money Coach, and I work with high achieving women who want to manage their money like a boss, so they have more play money to do the things that they enjoy. And one of these things, upper limiting, can come up for high achieving women because we are always going after the next big thing, right? Whether that's a degree, a certification, our next client, maybe the love of our life. We're just going after, always going after something to accomplish something. And we are usually looking for some level of happiness or level of success, that's going to make us say, yes, this is it, right? I'm just going to share. So yesterday I was working with my 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 mindset coach, my money mindset coach, Jessica McLean. She's super dope. And we closed out, and she's like, "How are you feeling?" And I said, "I'm feeling very happy. Like, this is the happiest I have ever been." This is exactly what I said to her. And I went through like all the things that transpired this year, and it wasn't all happy things. Like this year was was a lot, right? A lot of emotions. Wanting to be successful in my business, and it wasn't happening the way that I felt or thought that it was going to happen. Made investments and just feeling like, man, I really wish that things would go how I desire them to go. My personal life, as far as my partner, wasn't kind of the way that I wanted it to transpire. But just knowing that, stay the course, right? Stay the course, stay in the most positive mindset as possible. So here we are now in October, and I said to her, I feel happy, like internally, externally, not just based on one experience, not just based on, oh, because it was a Thursday. I feel the happiest I've ever felt. And it also brought me to tears because it was emotional thinking about my journey this year. And we had our moment and we ended the call. So I went to my dance class, I finished my day, and when I got home and parked in my driveway, I noticed that the back of my earring fell out, but I thought the whole earring fell out. So it went down in the seat, and I was like, I'm not doing it now. It was dark out. I was like, I'll do it tomorrow. Not thinking, okay, I lost my earring, nothing. I thought everything fell out in the car. No problem. Ended the night on a good note, still in that happy space. And so today I had a coffee chat on my break, my lunch break, and I go out to my car and my car does not start. Now, I do not have an old vehicle. My vehicle only has 34,000 miles on it. So you already know, I'm like, why is my car not starting? Like, what is the problem here, right? So now I go into panic, anxiety, frustration, confusion because I literally parked my car at 7:30 in the evening. Everything was working fine, and I come out the next day and my car is not starting. So it brought on all the emotions. Um, So first I start Googling what could it be? Because now my dashboard has all these weird things that are happening. Could it be the battery? Could it be the engine? Could it be all these things, right? So I call my partner because naturally that's who you call. He's a man, and I'm like, the car is not starting. So we go through that whole process and him supporting me. And in my frustration, now I'm getting annoyed and frustrated with him, and he's helping me. So naturally, what happens is when we're in that upper limiting space and we're happy, right? We're at that new level of happiness. We do things to sabotage that happiness to bring us back down to our baseline. And the first thing was my earring, right? It fell out in the car. I didn't think anything of it. In that moment, it was not an issue because I thought it was in the car. So the second thing was the car wouldn't start. Here we go. Now we're going to bring me down to my baseline versus that higher level of happiness that I'm in. Now I'm having the conversation and I'm getting frustrated. And what could have happened is I turned all my frustration on him. That could have turned into an argument. And there goes my happiness and my relationship, right? But him being him was like, all right, calm down. I see you're frustrated. I see you about to cry. Like, let's just figure this out. Of course I cried. But in that moment, I had the opportunity to correct and say, wait a minute, what is happening here? Am I going to allow this situation to bring me from my level of happiness, my upper limit, or am I going to allow it to bring me down? Right. So I allowed myself to correct in that situation and move past that. Lo and behold, called the roadside assistance, whatever. It was the battery. Um, and so that was that. I had to get two jumps because I turned the car off and had to go and get, when it was time to leave out again, to actually go and see if I could get a new battery. The car wouldn't start. So I had to get another jump, which led to another level of frustration. But eventually I went and got a jump and got a new battery, and that was it. Like, that was the end of it, right? The second thing was my earring. So in the process of letting the car run, letting the battery do what it has to do, I looked under my seat and to find my other earring. And the only part that was there was the back of the earring. And then that put in the frustration, the upset, the anxiety, the man, like I lost my diamond earring that I've had for the last however many years, 7, 10 years. And I really cherished those diamond earrings. And now I'm upset because now I lost my diamond earring. I don't know where it could be. I was outside, I was all over the place, and I don't know where it is. In that moment, I had to realize that this is upper limiting. It's really testing me and saying, are you truly happy? Are you going to maintain this high level of happiness, or are you going to bring yourself back down to the baseline? And I took a moment, I breathed through it, went in the house, and I released it and said, you know what? It's a material thing. I could always get another diamond. I'm not going to allow it to stress me out and bring my energy down. So what happened? I go upstairs to my bedroom and something just said, look down. And there the earring was on the floor. Now, I don't know how the back of the earring stayed on the back of my ear for an hour from the time I left the house, went to dance class, and then came back home, and then it fell out. But my earring was actually in my room. So I did not lose my earring, even though I didn't put it back in my ear. It was in my room. So by me taking that time to not allow myself to ruin my happiness and take some moments to recognize what was happening, it allowed me to stay in that higher level of happiness. Now, what this could look like for some of you guys is it could look like you sabotaging yourself when you've reached a level of success that you say that you are desiring, right? And that could be something like, you doing really well with a project at your job and getting all these accolades and all this stuff from your boss and all this recognition about how well you did. And then the next week, you do something really bad that just messes up everything that all the work that you put in and all the accolades and all the support and the claps and everything that you got from your management, right? Or it could look like every time something big comes up, maybe you're going on that big vacation that you plan for, or maybe you have like a bunch of uh, sales calls booked and clients booked up and ready to work with you, and then you get sick, and then you have to cancel all of your appointments for the next week or the next 2 weeks because you get sick. Now, it may not just be that time you get sick, but anytime big, something big and major and awesome that's exciting and makes you happy comes up, your body gets sick, right? Or it could be look like you sabotaging your weight loss goal. So maybe you lost 10 pounds, and then all of a sudden you lost that 10 pounds, you reached your goal, and now you go and you just binge eat and you just bring the 10 pounds back. It could look like, let's bring this to money, right? It could look like you finally reaching your savings goal. Maybe you wanted to save 6 months of expenses, right? And then all of a sudden you find a reason to have to use that money. And you're like, you know what? I'm just going to take all my money in my savings and I'm going to buy this thing instead of putting it on my credit card or taking out a loan. And then all of a sudden you do that thing. And then what ends up happening? You need that money from your savings account. Now you have to use your credit card for that thing, right? So I want you to take some time to look at what is your baseline happiness, and are you willing to do what it takes so that you can reach that level of happiness that you desire? And when things come up in your life that are really exciting, that has you on that high, you don't do something to sabotage yourself to bring you back down again, right? And in the book, I'm going to share 3 questions that the author asked. This is a book. The book is The Big Leap, right? It's when he talks about upper limiting. And the 3 questions that you can ask yourself is it safe to be happy? Um, and for the life to, are you willing to take the big leap for you to have the ultimate level of success in love, money, creativity, contribution, right? The other question is, am I willing to increase the time of day I give myself inside happiness, right? The willingness to feel good, right? And then the third thing is, am I willing to increase the amount of time my whole life goes well? So that's in your work, your profession, right? Your relationships, any aspect of your life. And if you said yes to those things, I want you to then take some time, is when you see that you're on that level of happiness and you're really enjoying life and things are just, everything is going well, everything is going as planned, right? That you don't, when you see those things come up, you don't sabotage that happiness, right? You don't say like, oh man, I lost my earrings, so now I'm just going to be mad for the rest of the day and just like be angry at everyone and then ruin all my relationships because now I had an attitude and I'm just going to take it out on everyone, right? Or when you're doing really well in your business, you find a reason to mess up your success. That could look like maybe not following up with clients, not following through on the things that you said you were going to do. Maybe you just stop posting on social media or however you advertise altogether, and you stop your lead generation, because if you stop that, then you stop clients from coming in, and then therefore now you can't make all the money that you said you're going to make. And now you have to own it. You have to stay consistent, right? So that is what upper limiting looks like. And it could also come into the space of your money. So I want you to take some time and really look at that, because when we talk about money, it's not just about the budget, the savings, the debt, the strategic, the tangible things, right? The spreadsheet, right? It's about that internal happiness, the building that healthier relationship with not just your money, but yourself. Because once you build that healthy relationship with yourself, is going to translate into your money, into your relationship with yourself and with others. So y'all, I hope that was helpful for you. If anything came up for you or resonated with you, put it in the comments. If you're like, ooh, girl, like I need to talk about this, then put a 1 in the comments or DM me. But yeah, so if any of this where you're like, okay, I know this is something that I'm doing, I'm sabotaging myself when I get that big check, or I get really scared when I get more money in my account and I have a reason to get rid of it, all those things that may be coming up for you, I invite you to book a call to apply to work with me, because those are the things that we work together during my 3-month program, Radiant Wealth Accelerator. We really look at optimizing your income, focusing on accelerating paying off your debt, building up your savings, multiplying your savings with ease, also finding that clarity in your finances so that you can plan ahead months at a time. So those unexpected expenses, they decrease, and basically you bring all of your expenses to a fixed expenses so that you know what to expect. There's no surprises, and you're prepared for anything that truly is a surprise, right? Also looking at that internal um, wealth building aspect of building a healthier relationship with your money that's going to last long term, not just the time that we're working together, but so that you can really talk about, feel money, think about money, and how you feel about money is really going to change significantly, so that you don't feel like you have to find a reason to get rid of it. You're not running away from the numbers because of you're afraid of what you're going to see in your bank account. You are actually excited about looking at that budget every single month, or looking at your investments and looking at all your big long-term and short-term goals that you have planned out, because you have the confidence and you're feeling very empowered about the things that you are doing with your money. Those are all the things that you're going to accomplish when we work together for those 3 months in my Radiant Wealth Accelerator program. So if any of that is like, girl, I need it ASAP, then book a call with me at meetwithnashaya.com. And yeah, you can apply there, complete the process, and we will have our call. If you have questions, just DM me and I will be happy to answer them for you. So, y'all have an awesome evening. Stay safe, and I will see y'all back Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for more money, mindset, and lifestyle. Later.